The concept of diamond hands will be incredibly important this week as AMC has reached a critical threshold. There are a ton of call options in the money, and AMC's stock price is over the key level of $40.01. AMC's stock price closed last week just above $49, so the stage is set and the battle over these contracts will likely get nasty. Let's talk about the upcoming fight over AMC's options this week. Let's talk about the effects of a massive gamma squeeze, and let's get to it. What's up YouTube, James from Thursday Media here, and in this video we're talking about what an important week AMC has ahead and what may be the trigger for another significant move upward. The big topic of this week and the focus for most AMC investors will be keeping the price of AMC over $40 on Friday when the market closes. This is in direct relation to the massive number of call option contracts currently sitting in the money, specifically the very large block at $40. At the $40 strike, there are 107,000 contracts. If you are new to the world of options, each contract is for 100 shares. So 107,000 contracts would be 10.7 million shares that would need to be bought. Of course, the contracts below $40 all add into this as well. So the current total of call options in the money going into this weekend for the June 18th expiry is 414,000 or 41 million shares worth. And the best option that you could always select is to hit the like button so that YouTube knows that we're still in the game. Now, it is likely that institutions have already started buying shares to hedge and prepare for these contracts to close in the money. But that doesn't mean that bad actors won't try to push the price below $40 to ruin the momentum and drag this out longer. AMC had a breakout on Friday, June 11th, rising 15% that day and approached $50. While the real battle will be to keep the price above $40, there are now opportunities beyond it. If we look at the call options chain, there are a ton of opportunities as the price rises beyond $50. There are additional big blocks of options at $50, $55, $59, and $60. Of course, the mythical number that has caught the eye of many traders is the 145 strike. There are nearly 42,000 contracts written at $145 expiring on June 18th, which seems like a crazy long shot, but there may be something to it. The general assumption is that the fight will be to keep the price over $40, but let's say retail shows up in a big way this week and pushes the price well above $50. If the price of the stock lingers above $50 or even $60, then institutions will begin buying shares to hedge against those contracts. This added buying pressure will begin pushing the stock price higher and faster. FOMO may kick in again, and the stock price will push to the next big block of options, which will have to be hedged for. If this cycles a couple of times, we may see short squeezes begin due to margin calls, and thus covering and more buying pressure. There is a reason that there are so many contracts sitting at a strike of 145, because institutions know it's a very real possibility based on their data that a gamma squeeze this week may push the stock price that high. The mother of all squeezes just might be triggered by a gamma squeeze rather than a short one. The key information for retail investors is that first they must exercise calm and understand that this could work both ways. If the stock gets beat down out the gate, then it will be a battle all week to maintain that $40.01 price point. On the other hand, a massive run due to gamma squeezing may also be in the forecast. Emotional control and keeping up with what's happening will be imperative. Second, retail investors will have to live by their motto, buy and hodl this week if they want to see AMC hit these goals. Purchasing more options contracts will likely not help. Purchasing shares and simply hanging on to what you have will. This is not a recommendation of what you should do, it's just my opinion on how this stock squeeze will be accelerated, and again, it is through the purchase of actual shares, not contracts this week. The battle of $40.01 will be fought first, and we need to keep a sharp eye on how hedge funds start the week. Remember that this is an ego play at this point, as some of these hedge funds have been holding their short positions since the price was below $10. If volume shows up on Monday morning and begins pushing the price over $50 and the price holds and consolidates above that line, we may see the effects of the gamma squeeze sooner rather than later. The battle of 801 on February 26th resulted in an upward trend that eventually pushed the stock to $14. And this was at a time and price point where hedge funds could still exercise a lot of control. At that time, the number of AMC shareholders was much lower than it is now. As of June 2nd, the total number of shareholders was 4.1 million, and I can only imagine that that has gone up as AMC has become the focus of financial media. With that many investors now on board, the community dedicated to buying and holding is going to have a greater impact every time they engage in buying the stock together. For those of you that purchased the stock when it was $55 or higher, this may be the week that you finally see that red turn to green. But any purchase of AMC stock, or any stock for that matter, must be made under the assumption that it can go down, so don't invest more than you can afford to lose. My last purchase of AMC shares was at $52.05, so I know it's hard to watch that dip, but it wouldn't be called diamond hands if you only had to hold when prices went up. I do think this week will be a pivotal one for retail traders to show up and get this squeeze rolling. I know many of you have been holding for months and already know this, but there are millions of new investors in this stock, and it doesn't hurt to reassure them that this kind of price manipulation is normal and will only be rockier as the stock climbs over the coming days and weeks. But as always, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a regular guy with a regular job looking forward to the mother of all gamma squeezes on AMC. So always make sure that you do your own research before making any financial decision, and that you make financial decisions that you're comfortable with. If you're interested in getting started with investing, I'll leave you some links down below that'll help get you started. If you like this video and you want more like it, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I post every Thursday and Sunday unless I throw in a bonus. Buy and hodl. This is the way, and thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.